Hello kiddos, we're going to get started on our Chapter 7 math review. So if you can make sure that you have the correct math review page out and it starts with Steve, you're going to follow along with us as we begin practicing for our test tomorrow. Number 1 says, Steve and his family traveled 12 miles on a sunset cruise. Every 3 miles, the boat stopped for people to take pictures. How many times did the boat stop for pictures? I see a 12 and I see a 3. Do you see any keywords? If you said how many times, you are correct. Usually times means multiply, but because we don't know how many times, that means that we have no g's. And no g's means that we have division. So let's set this up. Remember that our dividend is always the bigger number, 12, divided by 3. You say to yourself, what times 3 is 12? Now, if you don't know, you're going to have to draw a picture. Remember that these are the counters and these are the groups. So you would have to draw 3 groups and separate out 12 things and see the answer. If you need to draw a picture, please pause the video now and press start to begin. All right, well, the correct answer is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. So the correct answer is A. All right, number 2. The bike shack displays 45 bikes grouped by color. There are 5 bikes in each group. How many colors of bikes does the store have? I see a 45 and a 5. What keywords do you see? Well, if you said how many colors, you are correct. I can put the colors on the bicycle. I don't put the bike on the color. Therefore, if I do not know that, that means that I have no g's. If I have no g's, that means that I must divide. What is 45 divided by 5? What times 5 is 45? You can count by 5s until you get to 45. Stop the video now, count by 5s, and what did you get? If you said that you got the answer of 9, you are correct. 9 times 5 is 45. Number 3. Ellen is making 4 gift baskets for her friends. She has 16 prizes she wants to divide equally among the baskets. How many prizes should she put in each basket? I see a 4 and a 16. What keywords do you see? Well, I see each in the last sentence. That means division. I also see the word divide equally. That also means division. Now, which number goes first, the 4 or the 16? If you said the 16, you are correct. Remember, in division, the biggest number always goes first. What times 4 is 16? If you do not know, remember that these are the counters and these are the groups. You will need to draw 4 groups, and you will need to separate out 16 things. Please pause the video now and do that until you have a right answer. If you got an answer of 4, you are correct. 4 times 4 is 16. Number 4. Ming divided 35 marbles among 7 different friends. Each friend received the same number of marbles. How many marbles did Ming give to each friend? I see a 35 and a 7. What keywords do you see? I see each, which means division. I see same number, which also means division. So, what is 35 divided by 7? They were nice enough to write that for us. Well, we can do count by 7s. Let's count by 7s until we get to 35. Here we go. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. What did we get? We got 5. So the answer there is 5. Remember to use all your tricks. So you can have your H trick written, you can count by 7s, anything that will be helpful for you tomorrow. All right, we are on number 5. Pause the video until you can find number 5, and then go ahead and press play. Pedro uses 30 game pieces to play a game. There are 6 players in the game. If each player gets the same number of game pieces, How many game pieces does each player get? I see a 30 and a 6. What keywords do you see? If you said each, you are correct. Each, all in the last sentence, always means division. Same number always means division. So we know that we are doing 30 divided by 6. What times 6 is 30? Well, remember, there's a 0 here. There's only two numbers that will give us a 0 at the end. So keep that in mind. All right, well, if you do not know, your counters are 30, your groups are 6. So you will have to draw 6 groups. Pause the video now if you need to draw a picture and press play when you are ready. If you said that 5 times 6 is 30, you are correct. Remember, 5 and 10 are the only numbers that can end with 0. So our correct answer is B, 5. Number 6. Laura found 50 pine cones. She put 10 pine cones in each bag. How many bags did Laura use? I see a 50 and a 10. What keywords do you see? If you said how many bags, you are correct. How many bags means that I have no G's. Remember that no G's is groups. And if it's asking me how many bags, that means I do not know my groups. So that means division. What is 50 divided by 10? What times 10 is 50? We'll count by tens. If you said that the answer is 5, you are correct. 5 times 10 is 50. All right, let's look at number 7. Lionel has 14 mittens. They drew the 14 mittens, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Which division equation is represented by the picture? When they ask for a division equation, we are going to write blank divided by blank equals blank, and we're going to fill it in. Remember that the first number is always the counters. Remember the second number is always the groups. So, how many counters do we have? Well, in this case, they didn't use circles, they used mittens. So let's count our counters. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. There are 14 counters. How many groups do we have? Well, that is the big circles. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 14 divided by 7. So what is 14 divided by 7? Well, 14 divided by 7, what times 7 is 14? We can count by sevens. Here we go. 7, 14, 2. Now, if you look, we got 14 divided by 7 is 2. Do they have that written? No, but they have one that is close to that. Which one is basically the same? The correct answer is D. All right, kiddos, let's look at number 8. Ryan is dividing 64 baseball cards equally among 8 friends. How many baseball cards will each friend get? I see a 64 and an 8. What are your keywords? I saw each in the last sentence. Each in the last sentence always means division. Oops, hold on guys, let me turn my lights back on. Sorry about that, they don't think anybody's here. All right, also I see the word equally. Equally also means division. Those are my division keywords. Let's set it up. 64 divided by 8. What times 8 is 64? Now, if you do not know, I would do your H trick on a piece of paper. So if you need to pause the video now and do your H trick, please do that. So, what did you get? What times 8 is 64? If you said 8, you are correct. I ate and I fell to the floor. I didn't get up till I was 64. So the answer is 8. Again, please make sure that if you do not know your facts, you have written down your H trick. All right, we are not going to do number 9, so if you could please cross off number 9, we aren't going to do number 9. All right, let's look at number 10. Jim collected 28 seashells at the beach. He arranged them in equal rows. There are 4 seashells in each row. How many rows of seashells are there? So I see a 28 and a 4. What do you see? Well, I see equal rows. That means division. I also see how many rows. Rows are groups. So if I do not know how many rows, that means that I have no G's. And when I have no G's, that means division. So I will do 28 divided by 4. Remember, 28 is the counters, 4 is the groups. You say to yourself, what times 4 is 28? If you do not know, you will need to draw 4 groups, and you will need to separate out 28 things. Please pause the video now if you need to draw a picture. If you said that the correct answer is 7, 7 times 4 is 28, you are correct. All right, moving on. Number 11. For number 11, you will be allowed to use your bookmark. Remember that the king is multiplication, they're married to division, and they had 2 kids, addition and subtraction. So let's look at this problem. 63 minus 49 divided by 7 is B. First we start with multiplication. Do we have multiplication? No. Multiplication is married to division. Do we have division? Yes. So we will do this section first. Please put your parentheses around 49 divided by 7. What is 49 divided by 7? Well, I can count by 7s until I get to 49. Let's count by 7s. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49. Oh, I got to 49. How many fingers? 7. So I'm going to cross this off and I'm going to write 7. Now, you have to do 63 minus 7. You will not do that in your head. You will restack it on the side. So now, what is 3 minus 7? Put up 3 fingers. Give me 7. You can't. So you must go to your neighbor. The 6 becomes a 5. The 3 becomes a 13. What is 13 minus 7? Pause the video and figure it out, and when you're ready, press play. 13 minus 7 is 6. Drop my 5. The correct answer is 56. All right, number 12. A flower shop sells daffodils in bunches of 9. Daffodils, kiddos, are just flowers. It sells 27 daffodils. How many bunches of daffodils does the shop sell? I see a 9 and a 27. What keywords do you see? If you said, how many bunches, you are correct. Bunches are a group of things. Because I do not know how many bunches, it means no G's. If I have no G's, that means division. So what is 27 divided by 9? You say to yourself, what times 9 is 27? You could also do your 9's trick. I can take my fingers here, and I can make my fingers look like 27. Well, if I put down that finger, here's 20, and here's 7. Well, what finger did I put down? 1, 2, 3. I put down my 3rd finger. 3 times 9 is 27. All right, let's look at number 13. Jay and her friends drank a 40-ounce bottle of apple cider. Each person has 1 8-ounce serving of cider. How many people had apple cider? I see a 40 and an 8. What else do you see? If you said, how many people, you are correct. People are a group of things. If I do not know my groups, it is no G's. And no G's always means division. So, what is 40 divided by 8? What times 8 is 40? Well, you should notice that there is a 0 there. Only 2 numbers can give us an answer of 0. If you do not know, you can also look at your H trick, which you should already have written down on a piece of paper. What times 8 is 40? If you said 5, you are correct. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 and 10 are the only numbers that will give you a 0 as your dividend. All right, kiddos, go ahead and turn your page. You can cross off number 14. We're not going to do number 14. Let's look at number 15. Ben needs 2 oranges to make a glass of orange juice. If oranges comes in bags of 10, how many glasses of orange juice can he make using 1 bag of oranges? I see a 2 and a 10. What are your key words? If you said how many glasses, you are correct. I will put the orange juice in the glass. Therefore, a glass is a group. And if I do not know my groups, it is no G's. And if it is no G's, it is division. So what is 10 divided by 2? What times 2 is 10? Well, I can count by 2's until I get to 10. Remember, in division, this has to be the biggest number. So if you get a bigger number for your quotient, you were incorrect. Let's count by 2's. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I got 5. 5 times 2 is 10. All right, let's look at number 16. There are 27 students in Mr. Garcia's class. The class is going on a field trip to a water park. Mr. Garcia separates the students into groups of 3. How many groups will Mr. Garcia make? I see a 27 and a 3. What keywords do you see? If you said how many groups, you are correct. How many groups is a group of people? Therefore, I have no G's. And no G's means division. So, what is 27 divided by 3? What times 3 is 27? Remember that these are the counters and these are the groups. If you do not know, you will have to draw 3 groups and separate out 27 things. Pause the video now if you do not know and you need to draw a picture. Once you have drawn your picture, please press play. The correct answer is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. There are 20 students in science class. There are 10 students sitting at each table. They drew this. What division equation matches the repeated subtraction? So it says division equation. We are going to write blank divided by blank equals blank. Well, what would be your dividend, the first number in the problem? Well, it's always right here, 20. 20 divided by what? It's always the second piece of that repeated subtraction. 20 divided by 10. And then what is our answer? It is always how many problems we have. So we have 1, 2 problems. So I will have 2 as my answer because I have 20 minus 10 is your divisor. 2 problems equals 2. So our match, 20 divided by 10 is 2, will be set B. All right, kiddos, I'm going to make 2 videos for this just because I've ran out of time right now. And so I will make the second part of the video. You will need to watch the second video to do the rest of the packet. We'll see you in a little bit.